Hello guys, this is Igor MGTOW and Video Games, and today we're going to be doing another Hangouts on Air live stream, and now we have found this interesting topic. It's very interesting because you're soon going to get my perspective. We're going to talk about how rampant it is, who is encouraging it, how you can get a DNA test, why you should get a DNA test, and also how can we end this using technology. Because technology is so great. Dropping the link. So now that you're asking me, Igor, hey Igor, what is paternity fraud or something? I'm going to explain you in 2 minutes. So basically, paternity fraud is where females claim a baby is the father. They pick a name of the father and then they claim that he's the father or something. Even though we all know that it's completely bullshit. And if the man even tries to do a genetic test, it's thrown out because we can't let females destroy family. We can't let the secret get out. We can't let females getting family destroyed. Basically, they already destroyed it through divorce courts. But who cares about that part? Obviously, we all know that we, the MGTOWs, have so paternity fraud is dangerous for us MGTOWs. Because at any single moment, a stupid shitfuck, which is called women, can claim that somebody is a father and then force him to pay alimony. Basically, they can call them. Basically, they can call them. Oh, you now have to. Now they can basically force you. They can basically tell that someone who they dislike is the father because the women are important. They aren't interested. They aren't interested in anything that in any sort of. They aren't interested in any sort of MGTOW. Basically, the feminists want to collect everything, every little resource from us, and they're going to great lengths because they can't marry or hashtag me drugs. That's why they're trying to fake that men are some sort of that to get resources, which wonderfully doesn't turn out because men are now smarter and smarter and are either choosing to do DNA tests, which sometimes works out, or they get vasectomies, which I totally support, by the way. Also, by the way, I'm not sponsored by one of these companies to do the live stream. But also, I've heard that Sandman has made a video about it, so that's why I'm making a live stream about it. So, guys, remember that we have the thing that works. So this is how easy it can work out. A woman can simply claim that, oh, this man who I hate is not a father. And now they can use this. But what they don't know is that we have a trick up our sleeves. Also, the UK, there has been checkdad.com or something like that in the UK as a DNA testing company. Its advertisements were banned by the UK because the families get destroyed. Which is just another way of saying, but women are going to lose everything. So that's why we need to make sure that everything is what we want it to be. Oh yes. And also And also to make sure women have decided to not date women. Also, let's read some articles. Let's read some articles about it. I'm sure you would like it. Oh, yes. Also, do you not mention that females will try to attack you if you expose their bullshit? So they are making sure that everyone gets annoyed as fuck. Oh, one like, thanks. I'm going to add my second like. So we do know that we have some pesky little females who will try to ruin everything by making sure these women claim anyone who they hate as their dad. And there have been some people who try to sue, they didn't succeed, and they have made some bullshit. They are trying to attack us men for exposing, but in all honesty, they aren't going to succeed. So now that we've elaborated on what it is, now we're going to elaborate on how technology will end such things. Remember the artificial womb part? Also, before artificial womb, you should try to at least do everything you can. Don't let this female dispose. If you're pumping and dumping, don't let the female ever dispose of your, how should I say, wrapping things. Basically, don't let the female dispose of your rubber wrapping things. You should do it yourself so that females don't ever claim everything. That's what if you're pumping and dumping. But I don't suggest you pump and dump because it's a bad idea, especially if you're a man. Pumping, oh, they're oh, they're not. Pumping and dumping is the worst idea, especially with this. Also, females are willing to go to the extent to basically claim that 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 oh that they are the dad of the children that don't look anything like them. So they're trying to do that because they can't have their own support. And they're trying to attack us, but we all know that they can't do it because we are exposing them. And how is the government reaction to them to us exposing them? By making DNA tests illegal without consent of the mother. And the mother will never consent, otherwise the truth will be exposed. And they hate websites such as dadcheck.com or something like that because it only requires consent of one parent. And the UK has recently banned it from advertising. And they are trying to now attack us because they don't want us enjoying our mixed lives. So they are going to be trying paternity fraud. Paternity fraud is an easy way for the family courts to make your life ruined without marriage and without any relationship. Also, there have been stories about that happening, which is why I suggest you do anything but pump and dump. And if it's necessary, go get a vasectomy. It's the most necessary thing and that you should do, because if you're as a victim in a situation where a female who desperately hates you but also has children and does not know who the dad is, she will try to basically claim me as her dad, even though we all know that it's false. So basically, by this point, you should become a MGTOW monk. There's no way out of this. Either then stop interacting with women most of the time. Because there is no... Oh yes, I have something to show you. I'm going to show you guys if you wanna know. So there is this one thing that says why paternity testing is misogyny. Woman's right to choose. So now I'm going to show you this. Screen share the application window. I'm sure you'll find it interesting. Let's go to the Hangouts. Why paternity testing is misogyny, a woman's right to choose. A part of the patriarchy is to control female reproduction. Usually it's done by threat of violence or by threat of wrong support, which is kind of emotional violence. If a man lives with a woman and she desires another man's seed, then it is her prerogative. A man will love a child that is not biological his just as much as his. There is no, if there is such a thing as misandry, then it is only through patriarchal things, such as hate over raising another man's biological child that views its head. Luckily, law reflects feminism but when it comes to this, so 2 weeks after marriage, when a woman is married, finds a particularly appealing man who sees she deserves, she may let him kill her with it, and as long as the husband does not divorce her before the child is born, he owes her support by law. So basically, that's how women want to entrap you. This is another case called baby trap. They want to do it. Oh yes, the only way she may be deprived of her right is if a paternity test is done and the paternity part is contested in court. If a man has acted as the father long enough, he by law becomes the father. Oh yes, the feminists want to trap you into having children. Not because they want children, but because they want your money. And then she wants us to pay for it. Yeah, you females can have whatever child you want, but don't expect us to pay for it. That's our MGTOW message to the feminists and any woman. They basically want to make it sure that females get resources even if men are fucked. So, in short, what they want is a lose-lose situation for men. They're trying by every way to make our lives harder. But we MGTOWs are responding by being so much monk mode that they can't do anything. And they can't do anything. And these feminists wanted us to be trapped. They basically want to do a baby trap. They want to use the baby trap so that men forced to be married, and then when the female divorces him, then she could take his money, or she can claim that it's his child. Oh yes, they're also trying to make pumping and dumping harder. which is why I suggest you absolutely not in any circumstance do it. Because as we all know, this would result in bad things happening. Let's see. If the, it should simply be the case that if a woman chooses a father, if a man is intimate with a woman and they have a relationship that is loving, and then he should offer support, either through his person, which is preferable, or monetary. Oh yes! They're trying to basically force you to give resources to them. Where have I seen that before? Ah yes! Co- oh yes, the USSR. They can basically, they're basically trying to make sure that, so this is what's happening. These females are trying to make sure that they can sleep around and then force us to pay the bill. Well, that ain't gonna happen. Because we MGTOWs have already declared that we won't do anything. Because we MGTOWs, by being MGTOW, we're making sure that we are not letting women do these kinds of technologies. And we must extend MGTOW further to make sure this doesn't happen. And they are and they're making sure that these women are trying to basically attack us. Also, remember that CNN article that said cockroachy is good? They're basically trying to promote this. And also they're trying to, also by that technology they are trying to basically make sure that men's lungs are harder. And also remixes are expanding. The artificial womb is coming soon. So you guys, so MGTOWs no longer have to worry about it. Since remixes are getting new technology and everything is good. In the meantime, try to avoid pumping and dumping. Since that will be a really, really bad idea for anyone who is a MGTOW. Because they're trying to make sure that things work. And now with the artificial womb, I already have made a prototype in my YouTube channel. They are now trying to make sure they already, you know why they want to ban the artificial womb? The paternity fraud is just one of the reasons to make sure that this continues. They are basically trying to basically force us to give money. Basically give us, basically give them reparations because they have a pussy. They can't do they can't do anything if we are working. And we are making sure things happen. And also, we already know that the artificial technology is near, so we will no longer have to deal with these issues. Because by the time the artificial womb is developed, these issues will not become so relevant as they are now. And they can't work anything. And also, when are trying to lie about whether something is happening. Also, we MGTOWs are working out new tactics to avoid such things. So basically, I'd suggest that you should do anything that you can to basically keep yourself from technology, from these threats. And also, one way to stop child support is to, before the court case, migrate to a country that does not have an extradition treaty. Then convert all of the money to Bitcoin. So that way you can avoid having to pay for some bullshit. Also, women do in fact think that we are stupid, which is completely wrong because we are much more smarter than women are. That's why we are implementing technologies and we're making sure that and we are making sure things are happening okay with the mixed community. And if you want to avoid these fates, you should become a MGTOW. Basically, basically, a woman is now trying to make sure that you to have to make sure. So paternity fraud is basically woman trying to make sure you do a forced adoption, which is not which no one wants to do. No one wants to do forced things. So that's why you should become a MGTOW. And we're working, and also by not marrying, by avoiding women as much as possible, you can avoid these things from happening to you. Also keep also don't ever try to donate anything that you own. Because women will try to use that as a justification to take away your money. Also men are increasingly having no choice. The only choice for us is to be MGTOW or also go. The choice for men is MGTOW or the gynocentric highway. Basically, we don't have any choice. Now we need to make sure these bad things don't happen because that's a bad idea. Now we need to. Now some females are making. I also have another thing I want to show you. Here's another thing. And also just enable screen share. I'm sure you'd like to see another boringness. So let's see. Is it just messed up state of mind? If you raise her and she thinks you're her father, then why not? Would you not be her father? As far as I'm concerned, my husband is the father. Who cares whose DNA she has? It's irrelevant. Well, it is relevant since men didn't even get a choice. If oh yes, that's typical. If I adopted a baby girl, I would consider it 100% mine. But thing is, this was no adoption. This was forced. This is no choice. I cheat, but I compartmentalize. It doesn't affect my relationship. That's because your husband is a beta cuck. Also, the fact that you're admitting to cheat probably means your husband is nothing more than a beta sweet cuck. Wow, so much for cuckolding, I guess. Now, the and really infuriating part is that women can get to do what they want. Women are trying to basically sleep around and then trying to claim whoever baby they got as ours, and they're expecting it. And they're now expecting us to pay for it. No way. Not ours, not paying for it. And we already know why this is working out. Now this is one more reason to go MGTOW. Weaker females will go to great lengths to steal and take our resources. So we need to do absolutely what it takes to stop women from trying to basically take away our resources. Because the more these women do it, the more we have problems. And things are indeed happening. And they're basically trying to steal our resources. Just imagine you you basically become do whatever you want. Now suddenly some crazy woman tries to claim that her child is now yours. And now you're financially responsible. We need to avoid that as much as we can. So we need to make sure things are working out. We can't let those bad things happen. So, oh yes, very interesting. So basically, she's not trying to attack us. And now we swim. The problem is that you can do whatever you want, but don't try to expect us to pay for it. Now women are so arrogant. Now the problem is that women are so arrogant. They expect us to pay for her her child. All of that can't happen. Also, I'll slowly become independent. So nobody will need to pay for me if you're trying to call me out. And now we need to become X as fast as we can. We no longer have the choice to pump and dump it because we all realize that bad things can happen. Anyway, since almost nobody was watching the stream, I'm going to end the stream now. Anyways, this has been Eco Mix and bye bye.